Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Beer's Ivy, episode number 21. Yes, we're the legal age to drink now on this show. You'd love to hear it. I'm your co-host, Sang Yourself, brought to you with the best co-host in the league, Mr. Jackson Gross. Jackson, it's Tuesday. We missed another week because our schedules are messy, but how are we doing?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, it's the life of working at Walgreens where they want me to open on Mondays when
Womp womp.
they're supposed to know that I'm supposed to be here on Mondays, but it's all right. We ride. We make things work and we figure things out. But
We do.
things are going pretty well. Excited just to be back and talking about baseball. Obviously, we're in the thick of NFL free agency, so make sure to head on to the main website. We've written a crap ton of articles. You have an article out about San Francisco 49ers day one free agency. We have Bearman with the one about the Dallas Cowboys losing Tony Pollard and doing nothing. I have an article about the Bears signing DeAndre Swift and Kevin Byard. Whole bunch of stuff. Braden's article about the Falcons signing Kirk Cousins. They just signed Darnell,
Smooth, baby.
and they just signed Darnell Mooney this morning. So lots of stuff going on there, but I'm excited to talk about baseball. I have been playing the shit out of MLB The Show 21 to kind of get myself back in a baseball mindset. So, but yeah, things are there. Things are good. How are you, my man? Si? It's been a bit.
Well, it's been. I mean, we're talking about the thing in the NFL. Was at the combine. And it wasn't last weekend, but the weekend before, and that was crazy. That whole experience, being there, talking to these NFL guys and all that stuff. That was crazy, but it was like a good crazy, stressful crazy, but good crazy. And I just woke up, like just woke up, like I was awake, but I was asleep.
Yeah,
And I heard the second text message go off. I see it to you, and I was like, man, I guess I do have to do this today. So now here we are. I just want to stay in bed, but it's okay. I'm not just. We're good. We're good. I'm on spring break. That's why I was asleep. Typically Tuesdays I'd be in class, but we're good. We're here. There's not that much baseball news has happened, but like baseball news has happened, and it's good to not talk about football for an hour. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Did you finally get to link up with your boy from Iowa, the punter? Yes,
I did. Can confirm. Tory Taylor and I did talk. I only got to ask him one question, but I sat there for his whole interview. I just wanted to listen, and he confirmed that Caitlin Clark is the best athlete in Iowa, and that's all I wanted to hear. But yeah, but for people who don't, for the more important people, I talked to Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and Caleb Williams, and Malik Neighbors, and they got egos. Well, Neighbors has an ego, and Caleb Williams has an ego, but that's okay. The Bears kind of screwed themselves over, but that's a whole other topic for a whole other day.
Quick thing before we finally get into some baseball stuff. What was it like being at Caleb's interview and hearing that first question, like if he's scared to compete by not doing anything? Like, I think I told you guys about the couple of awful questions I heard it when I was at NBA All-Star Weekend, but what was just like just sitting there and like seeing him react to that?
Just me and everybody in the front row kind of just looked at each other, all confused, like what just happened. This person was in the 6th row. This person came, yelled the question. Caleb could barely even say good morning, and he just dipped. He or she just dipped.
It was a
he. I was a he. We all just kind of looked at each other in the front row, and we're so confused. And afterwards, we were talking about it, and I was just like, "Why did Caleb get thrown in the fire right away?" And they're just like, "I don't know." And I was like, "It doesn't matter." But we're not here talking about football. We're talking about baseball.
Yeah, and speaking of being thrown into the fire, that's kind of where New York fans have been the last few days. Not only did they see Saquon Barkley leave for the Philadelphia Eagles and Xavier McKinney leave for the Packers, they may not have Garrett Cole potentially for at least for opening day. We'll see what else is going on, but he had to have an MRI on his right elbow. And according to John Heyman, he received the MRI after his recovery didn't go as normally after his last start in the Grapefruit League. So, man, and I think there's some stuff going on with Aaron Judge as well.
Judge is supposedly injured and might not be ready for opening day. Like
it's rough right now for Yankees fans, which there's a part of me that's like, I'm kind of laughing on the inside because Yankee fans have been so spoiled and are annoying.
We're all laughing inside.
But I can empathize and sympathize with like the fact like what it would be like if I didn't have like Justin Steele and Cody Bellinger ready for opening day. Like how like depressed I would be as a fan. So I feel for Yankees fans, but hopefully those guys are ready and everything. There's no major injuries with either of them.
This is like for the Cardinals not having Sonny Gray and Lars Nootbaar ready for opening day, which ironically both is happening right now. So I'm feeling for the old Yankees because I'm kind of in the same situation. But like, I hope it's nothing. I like Garrett Cole. Like I know there's people out there that don't like Garrett Cole, but I'm a Garrett Cole truther on the low. He's a really good pitcher. He's one of my favorite pitchers that aren't in the National League. Excuse me. So, excuse me. My bad, guys. I'm just hoping that it's not Tommy John. Because if it's Tommy John, that's American League Cy Young from last year on the shelf. And we don't like that.
Yeah. And obviously we'll get into the two big pitchers who are left in free agency, but regardless, Yankees are kind of screwed because what do you have as your 2 and 3? Marcus Stroman and Carlos Rodon, who's been batting practice in spring training, at least when it comes to Rodon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we'll get into the other news since we'll just go ahead and transition right into it. The Yankees are already shopping for a potential replacement as they have re-engaged with the Chicago White Sox on a trade deal for Dylan Cease. And according to Bob Nightingale, the Yankees' first offer is not going to include Spencer Jones, who is the outfield prospect who's number 84 in MLB's pipeline. This screams as the deal that the Yankees would make if Garrett Cole's out for the year. Because I don't think they're going to be signing Blake Snell. Maybe you get a Jordan Montgomery, but this is probably the best. This is like the bargain, and this is no disrespect to Dylan Cease. This is like the bargain bin Garrett Cole if you trade for Dylan Cease.
Yeah. I mean, it could be worse. They could try to be going after Michael Lorenzen. So I guess it could be worse. But like, nah, it's you gotta love that as soon as they hear news about Garrett Cole, they go right back after Dylan Cease. You gotta love that. That shows that they know that pitching staff is not where it should be. Like Luke Weaver's number 5 right now. That's saying something. As a Cardinals fan, I know that's saying something. He's washed. But if it comes down to including Spencer Jones and lining up like some of the back end, like I know the Yankees farm system is shot. They basically gave up everything for Soto.
Mm-hmm.
But do you want to win now? Because I think you want to win now. And let's say that Cole's injury isn't as serious as we think it is. Getting Cease in there, a 1 through 4 of Cole when he's healthy, Rodon, Stroman, Cease. Not in that order, of course, but a 1 through 4 of that. I think you gotta do it. I think you just gotta go with Spencer Jones. Because then if Spencer Jones is washed and Cease is good, then it's like, oh, look at me. I was right. That's how I feel.
Plus, the Yankees still do have Jason Dominguez. Obviously, I know he's injured, at least for a majority of this season, if not the entire season. I haven't double-checked. But you at least still have that. There's still some good youth with the Yankees. Like, yes, they gave up a ton of it for Soto. They would potentially give up quite a bit more if they're going to trade for Dylan Cease. But there's still some good youth, although Aaron Judge is literally like the only homegrown player the Yankees have had like in the past since like Derek Jeter, who's turned into a star. Everyone else they've signed or traded for.
I'm pretty sure Volpe's homegrown.
But he has not reached he's not at an
You're right.
all-star level yet. Yeah,
You're
yes,
right.
Anthony Volpe is homegrown guy. I'm not discounting anything he did last year. He obviously won a Gold Glove at shortstop.
Well,
But yeah, he's not reached
I
that.
would get a number 11 jersey. If I had to get a Yankees jersey, I get an Anthony Volpe jersey.
I don't know
Controversial take, but I would get a Volpe jersey. I had the opportunity to get a Volpe jersey and I didn't. When I went to New York last year, I went to Yankee Stadium, and I was between Harrison Bader and Anthony Volpe, and I said, no, can't buy a jersey. I went with the hats. I'm happy I did because Bader got traded.
Yep, got traded, and now where is he now? Oh, he's with the Mets now. So,
and he looks homeless, but that's okay. This is actually foreshadowing because we're talking about center fielders later. This is foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Look at us go. Though, who didn't get traded and finally signed?
Who's that?
Matthew Chapman chose his new team. Chapman reunited with his old manager, Mr. Bob Melvin, San Francisco Giants on a 3-year, $54 million deal with opt-outs after each of the first 2 seasons. You just take this one. I don't.
Okay.
Take this.
Quick sidebar in terms of you're talking about getting a Yankees jersey. The only Yankees jersey I would get would be a Ching-Ming Wong jersey. And it is for the stupidest reason ever. It's because me and my brother had MLB 2K8 for the Wii, and he had the longest wind-up, out of normal wind-up out of anybody we used. It was hilarious. So, but moving on to Matt Chapman, obviously,
that's a great take, though. That's a great take.
Yes, shout out to Ching-Ming Wong.
Shout out to Ching-Ming Wong. Not certain to hear his name today. Happy I did. Happy I did. No, let's talk about that.
Yeah. Obviously, I've been very vocal in my wanting the Cubs to sign Matt Chapman. I like the idea of Christopher Morel playing third base. It has not been perfect. He's had some good plays. He's had some bad plays in spring training. So still yet to be determined who the Cubs third baseman is going to be. It might not be Nick Madrigal because he's going his routine hamstring injury that he goes through every 2 or 3 months. So I wanted Matt Chapman simply for the fact you could put Christopher Morel you could have put Christopher Morel at the DH spot and have 3 Gold Glovers in your infield. If you decided to put Cody Bellinger in center field, obviously with PCA going down the minors, that would probably be likely. But that's not the case, and I think it's a good first for him. Honestly, the Giants have had a very underrated offseason. Yes, they didn't get Yamamoto. They didn't get Ohtani. They weren't really in on Juan Soto. They weren't going to be, obviously, division rivals with the Padres. But picking up Jung-Hoo Lee, Matt Chapman, Jorge Soler. Yes, they did get rid of J.D. Davis recently for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Because there's not a spot on the team for him or some BS like that.
Yeah. Jordan Hicks as a starter is still a little weird, but it's still a solid pickup. Obviously, they got Robbie Ray, who knows when he'll be ready. But
all-star break-ish.
Yeah, if you can get a decent second half out of Robbie Ray and you get rid of DeSclafani and Mitch Haniger, who are not very good for you last year, Giants, I think, have set themselves up for really, really good. They're better. They're just there's still not that oomph player. Obviously during the dynasty years, they had Brandon Crawford and Buster Posey, who were their big star players, and they had really good supporting. Pablo Sandoval for a couple of years was kind of but
Red Sox legend.
This team is still missing that megastar, and obviously they've tried. They tried getting Aaron Judge, Carlos Correa. None of that worked out, and obviously getting Ohtani or Yamamoto didn't work out. But I think the Giants have set themselves up to be just a little bit ahead of the Padres, but still, I think there's still a good distance even between them and the Diamondbacks.
I agree. Chapman isn't the superstar, but Chapman's a star. They did bring in Jung-Hoo Lee. Logan Webb is an ace. Camilo Doval does exist, and he's filthy, like filthy. Hicks has shown a lot of light out of the pen so far this year. Not the pen, the rotation in spring training, striking at the side ever so casually. Like, and Bob Melvin's a player first guy. Bob Melvin's here for the players. His team is going to love being managed by Bob Melvin. So like, it's not it. This is in my eyes, from what I've seen recently from Giants. This is typical Giants baseball. They don't need the flashy name. They don't need to spend a big amount of money, even though they have ish kind of. It really depends what you think is big money. But they're gonna be fine. They're gonna play their matchups. They're gonna play their platoons. They're gonna make some no name into a stud. They got young kids. They got the vets. Like, they are gonna be just fine. They're gonna do exactly what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And that's what you like. That's all you can ask for right now if you're a Giants fan, because this is a team that you're hoping gets hot at the right time and sneaks into that last wild card spot. That's what you're hoping for as a Giants fan, because you know you aren't taking that division as one. At best, you're going to overtake the Diamondbacks at the end of the year. That's the best thing that's going to happen. It's wild card or it's not.
Yeah.
It's just for all the NL West teams, for 4 NL West teams, because of the stupid stuff that the Dodgers decided to do, you got to deal with this for at least 5 years of just hoping you can slip into the wild card, hoping for the best. I mean,
yeah,
you really just hate to see it.
Yeah, and you just reminded me that we should probably do a like playoff or like season prediction, like the show before opening day. I think that'd be a good idea. Just something in the back of my head. Anyway,
I was going to say the same thing, so we're good. We're good.
Anyway, before we get into some of the other injury news, I just kind of wanted to highlight this because I threw it in our group chat yesterday because Edwin Diaz is finally back. He's finally back to pitching, and I just had I don't know if the audio is going to work, but I just had to play the trumpet. Like,
you love to see it.
Baseball needs this kind of aura back. It felt
baseball
like
needs the trumpets.
Exactly.
Baseball needs to, yeah.
But you kind of mentioned it earlier with Sonny Gray, but he is working his way back. I'll just kind of throw out the news, and then you can kind of take it from there. He did throw a bullpen session around 20 pitches with Mozeliak, Marmol, and Director of Medical Operations Adam Olson in attendance. Gray said it felt normal for him after injuring his right hamstring. There is potential hope he could be ready for opening day now, even since the injury was initially reported last week.
Hearing, so I'm gonna keep this short and sweet because the ticker is really self-explanatory what happened, but seeing and hearing that it felt normal, that he was like 85% effort, like he was doing his thing, and hearing that in itself, hearing that, just hearing that news is all we really need to hear, because Lars Nootbaar just went down with 2 non-disclosed rib fractures. He's out for a few weeks. It's MIA. He doesn't know if he's ready for opening day. Plus the Sonny Gray news. Plus some of our pitching staff not really performing that well. Shocker. We need this. Because we're done. We're done this off season. We're not gonna go out and go pick up Jordan Montgomery and Blake still on a 1-year deal, because it's March 12th and they're still not signed. Because Scott Boras wants all this money and taints all of his players' values. Why do you think Matt Chapman signed for a $54 million deal? Because Scott Boras tanks his value, and that's all he could get.
Yeah.
But St. Louis will be fine. Case in point, St. Louis is going to be fine. Because we don't really have a choice. This is our ace. Our ace will bounce back. If he misses the first series against the Dodgers, okay, he'll be ready for the next series. Like that's it. It is what it is. That's kind of how you have to look at it, though. Just it is what it is.
Yeah, who is the Cardinals number 2 right now? Because I remember some of the guys that have been signed, but I don't know how the rotation's looking at this point.
I think it's Miles Milkis is our 2 right now. Not okay.
Yes, the man who throws a temper tantrum when Ian Happ accidentally hits Wilson Contreras in the head. Yes, perfect.
It is what it is. Our bullpen has shown that they're going to be lethal, so I don't care what our starting rotation does.
Rest in peace to your guys' long reliever, especially if Gray's out for a while to start the season. Rest in peace to your long reliever.
I don't even know who that's going to be yet. It's probably going to be Matt Liberatore, and he's going to be shelled for a 6-year rating. Whatever.
Every time I hear Matthew Liberatore, I just think bad. And it's not even because he's on the Cardinals. Like, it's not even that. Like, I just immediately think
I think bad too. I think bad too. We're one of the same. I think bad too.
More pitching injury news. Edward Cabrera of the Miami Marlins. He has been diagnosed with a right shoulder impingement and is day-to-day, according to Marlins manager Skip Schumacher. Still weird for me that Skip Schumacher is a manager now, because didn't he play for the Cardinals, or am I thinking the wrong Schumacher?
He did.
Okay, so very, very weird for me, but regardless, hopefully Edward Cabrera's, I guess he is day-to-day, but the good thing for the Marlins is that, unlike some other teams, they are loaded in starting pitching depth. So, and Edward Cabrera's not even going to be their opening day starter. Like, if I had to guess, it's either, what is it?
It's not Sandy, because Sandy's out for the year.
It'd be Luzardo at this point, would be my guess.
I think so.
I looked this up really quick. Marlins.
Yeah. No. It's Marlins got pitching depth. They turned in AJ Puck back into a starter, and he's been pitching really well this spring. Like, the Marlins can throw out whoever they want out there, because their offense is going to only get them about 75 games at best. So it's just you love to let's see it.
Yeah, they have Braxton Garrett, Yuri Perez, Trevor Rogers, and AJ Puck and even Ryan Weathers and George Soriano. Like,
jeez, Ryan Weathers, man. 2020 playoffs was the playoffs of Ryan Weathers.
But
Marlins gonna be just fine. Talking about free agency signings, Joey Votto, he's home. Votto gets a minor league contract with an in-fight spring training from Toronto Blue Jays, his hometown team. Baseball is better. Basically, I'll keep it short and sweet. Baseball's better with Joey Votto in the game. The fact that he's getting a little prove-it deal, try to make his mark, trying to show the Blue Jays he still has it to get a spot on that team, you love it. And if he does make the team, him hitting big boy taters and Rogers Center is something that you just need to see in your life. So I like it. I got nothing else to say. I like it. This is perfect for Votto. This is gonna be his last season. He gets to go out with the hometown team.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is good for him. And it was really cool to see him on Twitter just kind of be like, I'm excited to like even have a shot at making my way back through even the minors and all that kind of, and his willingness to do that. I think that's a big thing, because I'm sure there are plenty of guys out there in baseball right now, or like former stars in the past, who are like, yeah, no, I'm still that guy. I'm still Joey Votto. I'm still Nelson Cruz. I don't know if he's like that, but it's just the first name that came to mind.
I was gonna say Josh Donaldson last season, but then Josh Donaldson retired. So like, RIP Josh Donaldson, I guess.
Yeah, and obviously to celebrate, we had to bring out Canadian Mountie, Joey
Yeah.
Votto. As soon as we started talking, I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot that Joey Votto suited up as a Mountie. So, but great for him.
It's meant to be. It was meant to be.
Yeah, and first base is a little weird with the Blue Jays, considering they already have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. They signed Daniel Vogelbach, so
Bogey.
unless Joey Votto just tears it up for the rest of the spring and looks better than Daniel Vogelbach, because I think Vogelbach was a minor league deal as well.
Yes, it
So
was.
lefty bat, good veteran presence. The presence I think the Blue Jays really, really need, because they got a veteran pitching staff, but at least in the hitting department, it really just seems like it's what George Springer is the big vet that they have. So
Mhm.
personally, I hope Votto makes the opening day roster. I don't know if he will, probably not, but he's someone who could see some spot action from time to time if there's an injury or something like that. But shout out to Joey Votto, great personality. Glad you're no longer with the Reds, so I can actually like you a lot more.
Exactly. On the topic of moves, we got Ryan Stanek staying in the AL West. Stanek goes from Houston to Seattle on a one-year deal. He put a year at 4.09 and 50.2 innings in 2023. The numbers don't really show his true performance. He came up in the clutch. He is a very good like seventh or eighth inning guy. Like he is a setup man, and putting him next to Andres Munoz in the Seattle bullpen, it'll do numbers. It'll be good. Just trust.
Yeah, just to give an idea of what kind of stuff he has, he was, according to Baseball Savant, he was 96, like at the 96th percentile in fastball velocity, averaging like 98.2 miles an hour,
Stud.
82nd in whiff rate at 30.7%. It's really the walks and his hard hit percentage. He has a walk percentage of 9.9, hard hit percentage 44.3, doesn't get a ton of ground balls. Even the strikeouts are mid at 23.9%. So he's got good stuff, and his walk rate was better this year than it was in 2022. But 2022, he had an ERA of 1.15. So
That's why I look past that. That's why I don't like. That's why. What's the word I want to use? I take the numbers with a grain of salt.
yeah,
Seeing like his career path of what he's done, you just gotta look past it sometimes. And those are one of the things. It's like yeah, numbers don't lie, but it's an underlying factor from what Stanley can really do. But it's a 1-year deal. He was still a free agent, and no one's gonna say no with him in their bullpen. And Seattle will speak. And for Seattle, who wants to be a competent team, they need competent arms. Stanek's a competent arm.
Yep, and you can never have too much depth in your bullpen, because I did see for some breaking news, Gregory Santos will not be ready for opening day for the Mariners. Just he has a lat strain, so even bigger. Obviously, Stanek's a righty, but even bigger of a pickup now that Gregory Santos is injured.
On the topic of pitchers getting injured, this is my favorite part. The Boston Red Sox lose a big ticket free agent for the season. You see big ticket, you think, oh, they lost Jordan Montgomery, they lost to Blake Snell. No, Luke Giolito underwent surgery on his right elbow. Luke Giolito was their biggest free agent pickup because Boston traded for him and a washed up Tyler O'Neill and said, "Off season done. We did we did all we need to do."
Yep, we kept the payroll sort of low, and we're all happy now. It's one big happy family here, or I mean, boys club in Boston. But yeah, no, I think it sucks for Giolito because he's been trying. He's had such an up and down career. He had one good year with the White Sox, then an awful year, and then came back and was really, really good, and then kind of fallen off again. Obviously, didn't help with being shipped off to the Angels, but then even his time with the Guardians last year wasn't very
Our
good.
dogs.
So, yeah, it's been rough for Giolito. I feel for him. He's gone through a lot, but man, this just sucks because I was like, I don't know if he was going to be their ace or whatever, but at least he had a chance to like hit the reset button with a new team, different division, like, and had a chance to like get up his value to potentially be traded or get a new contract later down the line. So it's this really sucks for him. I really feel bad for the Giolito.
Giolito would have been the ace number 2. It would have been him and Bayo would have been 1 and 2. But okay, now we're in tangent just a slight bit, but it's the tangent.
Okay.
So Lucas Giolito, right? Injured all year, which means he's got a year to try out W energy. For those who don't know, W is formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crash. Our formula contains vitamins, amino acids, and non-tropics with a patented neurofactor. W contains no calories, no sugars, no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial colors. And Lucas Giolito has he got no excuse. What else is he doing? Rehabbing? What is he doing? Recovering? If he can get some W energy in his system, he can be better and you can recover faster. And if he likes it, which he probably will, there's all these flavors. It's better than all those nasty energy drinks out there. But if you use our code TDT, use our code Third Down Thursdays, you get these many fingers, 10% off your order code. So I think you should use it. I use it. Jackson uses it. My mom uses it. My mom actually doesn't use it, but shout out mom. Maybe she will because she don't give it to the dogs.
There we go. Great segue in the middle of that. Great. I was not expecting that. Okay. Moving on. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but the Giants have officially released JD Davis. Obviously, that was make room both salary-wise and roster-wise for Matt Chapman. It's a little weird because I was reading that according to the collective bargaining agreement, like you can cut a player before opening day, and so they only have to pay him $1 million instead of the full $6 million that he's owed that he won in arbitration. Mm-hmm. But I think it has to be like performance related, but that doesn't make any sense because as you see on the screen, there's a slash line of 248 batting average, 325 on base, and a 413 OPS, which is actually that's slugging, not OPS. Never mind. I was going to say 413 OPS is really bad. Had 18 home runs and has been amazing this spring. He's 6 for 15 with 2 home runs. So that's going to be interesting because the Giants may end up having to pay. It was $6.9 million, so they may end up having to pay basically $7 million for JD Davis.
Nice.
I really don't know a potential like landing spot for him. I'm not sure.
Oakland,
a real MLB team. Let's be
Colorado.
real. Like, I think
Colorado.
That's like a half step. Like it's like
I know. That's why I'm saying it. Take a flyer. His contract's being paid by the Giants. What y'all got to lose? Nothing.
Oh,
you could use a little power bat, a little average third baseman, first baseman type build. Okay. But talking about NL, but that's not JD Davis. He's not that big of a name. We don't got to spend that much time on him. Sorry, JD. Your videos on the Giants YouTube channel of your day in life, they're great. Hopefully, get him on a new team. If you know, you know. But on topic of NL West teams, the San Diego Padres are still looking at Michael A. Taylor, Adam Duvall, and Tommy Pham. Padres love the possibility of bringing in a veteran outfield help well into spring training, if they can afford it. If they can afford it, yeah, by all means, go for it. But right now they got who's the name of that after? They got Tatis and right. They got two young nobodies in center and left. They need a veteran. Bring in
Yeah.
Michael Taylor. Literally, Michael Taylor is the stamp of what they need. Bring him in. He can play center or he can play left. I don't care about Adam Duvall. He's a fraud. He's gonna break his finger again. Tommy Pham, you're old. It's true. He's gonna snap his finger in half like he did. He had his Linsanity run in April and then snapped his finger and wasn't the same. Tommy Pham is old, but we love Tommy Pham around here for two reasons. Because he's a former Cardinal and a former Diamondbacks. So we love Tommy, but he can't play the outfield like he'd like that no more. Michael Taylor's what you need. You got enough bats in that lineup. He's defense first.
Yeah.
Put him in center field and cook.
Yeah. Right now they have Jerkson Profar.
All right, they brought him back.
Tusupita Marcano in left field. And then Jose Azokar.
Yeah.
Azokar.
Yeah,
God,
Azokar.
I cannot pronounce words.
That's okay.
Jose Azokar is in center field.
Who can't hit save his life, but's really fast. Jerkson Profar sucked with the Rockies, and Tucupita Marcano is a former Pirate who really should be an infielder. So why is he in the corner outfield spot? Beats me.
Yeah, looks like
so. Yeah, they need somebody. They need somebody.
I
was watching John Boy, and they were like, "Oh, Eddie Rosario would be a perfect fit for the team." Eddie Rosario signed, so who's left?
And
just pick one.
Honestly, I think they need somebody with a little bit more defense and probably someone who can play center field. Because Eddie Rosario screams mid, corner outfielder. When I think of Eddie Rosario now, as opposed to a couple of years ago, he just screams mid corner outfielder. But I like the idea of Michael A. Taylor. Yes, he's a little bit on the older side, but still can play Gold Glove caliber center field. And like you said, with Machado and Tatis and Bogarts and all the rest of them boys, they still have enough bats to be a good enough offense. To where I think adding a Michael A. Taylor, they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. Give us what we want.
Yes. And before we get into our spring training update for the Cubs and Cardinals, obviously talked about Sonny Gray a little bit. It's time to throw to our first, or I guess second ad break of the episode. As everyone who's been moving around, signing places, getting traded, is going to need some good home insurance.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
A little breaking news for the both of us. This is not baseball related, but I thought this was funny and kind of interesting. Amarion Ellis has just committed to play at Nichols for the Nichols Colonels for next season in the Southland Conference. Compared to what he was ranked as and what we were hoping for at Marquette, I have never seen a bigger drop off in a recruit than I've ever seen.
I mean, good for E, but he was not fitting well into Bradley's offense. That's why he left. That's not the breaking news I was expecting to hear, and now I'm kind of happy I know that because that's a downfall. But I mean, hey, good for the kid.
Yeah, to go from a highly touted recruit to not playing very well as a freshman at Marquette to then not playing his sophomore year and basically got his backup job stolen by a freshman. Shout out to Sean Jones. May he recover, him and his ACL recover soon. To no offense, barely playing for Bradley is insane. So hopefully he'll find some magic like Jamal Cain did when he went to Oakland. So shout out to Marion Ellis. But anyway,
Or real.
Back to baseball, the important stuff. Just any other updates for the Cardinals? Obviously, you touched on one of the other big ones earlier. The Cardinals have been going through a rash of injuries. So for the people who haven't been paying attention, what's going on with the boys in red?
Those bullpens can be good. Helsley still got it. Gio still has it. The new additions of Riley O'Brien and Ryan Fernandez looking really good. Andre Palante's new death ball, that's what they're calling it. It's a curveball that just drops. Like no movement. Look up the video up. Look up Andre Palante death ball. He went to drive one. They were working with him. It's I would strike out on it every single day of the week. Like, it's so filthy. The Kyle Gibson signing is going to backfire.
Yeah.
He's not looked good. Lance Lynn's looked good, even though Angel Fernandez don't like him, wants to kick him out after spring training started. And then
that was so funny.
And then proceeds to walk to the bullpen, kick him out of the bullpen. Can't even finish his workload. Like, what?
Yeah.
Angel man, mid-season performance from you already, and it's spring training. You love to see it. No, you don't really. Tommy Edmonds' recovery on his injury is not going well. He's behind. He's not going to be ready for opening day, which means Dylan Carlson or possibly the rookie Victor Scotts, the third, might be in center field. Don't know if Lars is going to be ready now because he's got rib fractures. Still swinging up for games, but he's not playing. He can't swing the bat without pain. Shocker. So it's looking like Alec Burleson in left, Dylan Carlson in center, Walker in right, which, I mean, it's not terrible. I don't like Burleson, but I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
Donovan's is pacing well in his recovery. Goldschmidt's still Goldschmidt. Arenado's playing with a chip on his shoulder. Wilson Contreras has a Cristiano Ronaldo double celebration for this year.
Oh yeah,
it's like the he's posting on like Instagram, Twitter, and saying, "Is this the one?" And everybody's like, "Yeah, this is the one." Ivan Herrera, our backup catcher, is gonna get probably 40 games or so behind the plate, 40 to 45, I would think, depending on what Wilson does and how he's doing. And he's young. He lit it up in the Caribbean League. So I would like to see it. I've been a Herrera fan, even though it meant that Kiz left, which RIP to the boy. He's just fine. He's now backing up Jonah Hyde in Texas, but we're in a predicament because it's just injuries. It's just injuries and some underperformers. And if you look at our spring training record, it ain't pretty. Like, it's really not pretty. Like, we're getting shelled by every single team. But it's spring training. Spring training doesn't matter. We were the spring training champions last season and finished with 71 wins. I don't care. I've seen firsthand now it does not matter what happens with spring training. I want Tommy Edman to get healthy. I want Tommy Edman and Lars Dubar to get healthy. I want Sonny Gray to get healthy, and then I'll be fine. So, yeah, that's how we're feeling and thinking around here. Yeah, what about the Cubs? How are the Cubbies looking? Minus PCA going down to the minor leagues.
Things are looking pretty decent with the Cubs. There are a few injury concerns. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier, Nick Madrigal may or may not be ready for opening day with his hamstring problem. I think Jameson Taillon was supposed to make a start in one of his spring training debut, but didn't to do some back tightness, and the rehab isn't going as well as we had hoped. So his availability for that opening series against the Rangers could be in doubt, which means, sorry, I just saw something for football stuff and it threw me off for a second.
I know.
So it could be, you could see a 1, 2, 3 of Steele, Imanaga, and Hendricks in that opening series against the Rangers, which would be interesting. Or you could throw out Jordan Wicks because, my God, is that man on fire in spring training. He's pitched. He's made 3 starts. He's 2-0, 12 innings, has a 1.46 ERA, and has 10 strikeouts.
Dog.
Like, me and Braden are going to be co-writing the Cubs preview for Third Down Thursdays, and I'm not going to spoil my bold prediction for the Cubs this year. Just know it may or may not include Jordan Wicks. Just saying. But
All right. Okay.
outside of that, like I said, Morel's had his ups and downs at third base, but he's looked really good. Again, I know it's only spring training, but David Bodie needs to be on the opening day roster, especially if Madrigal is injured. This man, David Bodie, is hitting 241, 313 on base, 586 slugging with 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, 7 total hits, including a double. There was a time where I didn't think David Bodie was going to be an all-star player or anything. I thought he was going to be a good platoon guy. He had some injuries, I think, and just kind of fell off for a bit. But I would love to see David Bodie on the roster instead of Miles Mastrobuoni. Oh my God. I have a core memory watching the Cubs play the Rays when the Cubs could have swept the Tampa Bay Rays at Wrigley Field. And David Ross throws out Miles Mastrobuoni. And he got to a 3-2 count with the bases loaded. He either tied the game or won the Cubs the game. I can't remember. And he swings at 2 of the worst pitches above the zone, but then takes pitches in the zone.
Oh, you just love to see it.
So he got better. He hit a home run against the Cardinals, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But I would much prefer to see David Bodie, even though Miles Mastrobuoni is a lefty, which means nothing if you're bad. So, but things are pretty good. A lot of the core prospects are not going to be on the opening day roster. Picro Armstrong, Brendan Davis, and Ben Brown were all optioned to AAA. Kevin Alcantara was optioned to AAA. I believe Caleb Killian, Owen Casey. So a lot of the big guys are obviously going to start this season in the minors, which makes sense, especially with re-signing Bellinger. Not surprised there. But I'm cautiously optimistic for how the season's going to go. And
it's good.
Also, the Cubs are still rumored to be in on Jordan Montgomery. So who knows what's going to happen.
I'm going to have a brain aneurysm that happens.
Please let that escape.
Oh, okay. Well, we're done talking about that. You know why?
Yeah. Why is that?
Tier list time.
Yes.
Field tier list time.
Yes. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Yes, I still have it open as a tab. Good job. All righty. And perfect enough. We're starting with the St. Louis Cardinals, and I believe that is Lars Nootbaar.
That's Tommy Edman. God.
I am stupid.
It's okay. Tommy Edman can go in good. Normally I would put him higher, but he's not. I think he's going to be limited to center field, and because of the defense and his flexibility out there, is purely the reason why he's in good. He's a switch hitter. Should really only be hitting righty because he hits righty better. Roughly a 100 OPS plus. He's an average hitter, but his glove, good. Arm strength, little lackluster in center field, but he's going to make every throw he needs to make because he's accurate. He's been a shortstop and a second baseman, middle infielder for all his life. Good.
Yep.
Cannot put him anywhere higher. He's not going to be top end good. He'll be back end good. Money.
Yep.
Aaron Judge, elite.
Yep.
That's Jose Siri, and I need to look up Jose Siri's stats. Don't ask me why I know that. I just do.
Okay. I feel like average might be the way to go if I remember correctly.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
222 batting average, 25 home runs, 56 RBIs, a 761 OPS. That's average. Like, he's got good power.
Yeah.
But
Average.
I just don't think he's that good. Hold on, where am I? Okay.
I agree with you. Cedric Mullins is next.
He's good.
2.8 WAR, 15 home runs, 233 batting average, 74 RBIs, 305 OPP, slugging of 416, OPS of 721, OPS plus of 101.
Yeah, I think good. I think
Yeah,
good.
he's a vet. You know what you're getting out of him.
Agreed.
He also did. Yeah. I like that. Oh, you're switching up.
All right,
Okay.
hold on. I messed that up.
Yes, you did. I'm just gonna let this happen too. It's gonna happen.
He is a tier unto himself. That's all that matters. Belly tier. That's all that needs to be said.
Belly tier. Oh my god. Okay.
But
Oh,
on the real, if I had to put him in the actual tier list, I'd put him in All-Star. I think he's not fully back to MVP belly, but he's like 75% of the way back. That's how I put it.
Okay. I like that. I'm okay with that. That is James Outman, and James Outman can go into the good tier. Yeah, no, he's in the good tier. Byron Buxton. I really don't know where I want to put you.
Hold on. Injured hell.
Cool. I like that. Who is that Rocky Man? Is that who I think it is? Let me look.
Is that Brenton Doyle?
That's what I'm thinking, but we're looking.
How did I know that was Brenton Doyle of all people?
I don't know, but I knew it was Brenton Doyle. But also, I just know random players. Brenton Doyle.
My first gut, he's a good defensive player, but I don't think he has much with the
below average. Below
Yeah.
average. 52 OPS plus. Below average, but his glove is good. That's the reason why he's not in hell.
Good lordy. All right.
Okay, Alec Thomas realistically needs to be put in average because he can't really hit.
But
Miles
he's
Straw
better
can go-
than Brenton Doyle.
Yes. Miles Straw hell.
Yep. Didn't like the Guardians give up someone huge for Miles Straw? Am I remembering that correctly?
Possibly.
Because I feel like obviously you and I both watch Fuzzy, and he's a Guardians fan.
Dog.
And he dogs on Miles Straw all the time. So I couldn't remember. Obviously, he's not a very good player, but I also could not remember if he was part of a big trade that the Guardians lost someone big.
I don't know. It's not important though. Hell.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jake Myers is the Astro and average.
Yep.
86
I think
OPS plus. He's younger. Decent glove. Average. That's Mr. Michael A. Taylor, and Michael A. Taylor can also go in average. Good glove. Not really a bat. What you expect? That's Jan Duran.
Are we gonna put him in All-Star? Is he there?
Ooh,
Or at least top end of good?
Let's look.
I'll put him in good for now, but I feel like he had a very, very good season.
He can go in good. 295 batting average, 121 OPS plus. Very speedy, very strong.
Okay. Then I believe that's Azokar.
Full average.
Yep. I haven't seen it.
Zawinski, I haven't seen anything. Zawinski average. Yeah. Zawinski average. He really honestly could be putting it good. Actually, hold on. I'm going to double check the numbers.
He had a very good last part of the season. I will say that.
Zawinski. 2.2 WAR, 26 home runs, 224 batting average, 115 OPS plus. Very good defensive glove, only 25. Chicago more. He's going good. He can go back end good. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to that. Julio elite.
Yep. Enough said.
Enough said. Harrison Bader fell to the face of the earth. Below average. Actually, no. Hell. Actually, hell. Love you,
I'll
Tots.
put him on the
but
top end of hell because I think
Love
he's
you,
better than Miles Straw. But
love you,
not
Tots.
by much.
But you're on the Mets now, and I can't like you because you're on the Mets.
Perfect reasoning. Perfect reasoning. That's PCA. I'm going to put him in the top end of below average. He's got a tremendous glove, great speed, but that bat still needs work. I don't know. Obviously, if he had done better in spring training, he probably could have been at least a backup in or platoon guy with Belly, but the fact that they sent him down in the minors is probably for the best.
No, I agree. It definitely is for the best. I can't think of who this red is.
Is that TJ Friedel?
I think that is. That's the name who I'm trying to think of.
Why do I know so many more center fielders? This is
That's
weird.
that is TJ Friedel, and TJ Friedel's going in good. 3.8 WAR, 18 home runs, 279 batting average, 118 OPS plus, 819 OPS, 467 slug. Good.
Why do I know these center fielders? Like, maybe
Aaron,
was it because I was a center fielder too? Like, what is this?
Hey, I was a utility guy. That's fine, everybody. But Aaron Hicks. Average.
Yeah.
Average.
I'll put him ahead of Michael A. Taylor, but yeah.
He actually had a really good year last year, which is really crazy to say.
Is he still with Baltimore, or he? Oh no, he's with the Angels now, right?
Angels.
God, rest in peace to Aaron Hicks' career.
I mean, fair enough.
Let's see.
I think that's double checking my resources. I believe that's Garrett Mitchell. Yes, that is Garrett Mitchell, and Garrett Mitchell can go in average.
Yep. He's got some good potential, but hasn't shown it quite yet.
Only a 106 OPS plus, like nothing special yet. Victor Robles, below average. You fell off the face of the planet of the earth.
Yep, he's basically right-handed PCA.
Basically. Kyle Isbell, also below average. He's not that great. Adam Duvall, average.
Yep, good power bat, decent defense, I would say. Actually, throw him towards the top because he did have a pretty good season. Yeah. I will say for now.
Lou Bob elite.
Yep.
Michael A. Taylor, all-star.
Michael Harris.
Michael Harris is what I meant to say. All-star. Leody Taveras.
We got two Rangers here. Interesting.
And so the first one's Leody Taveras. And Leody can go in average.
Okay.
Because only 97 OPS plus, but a 2.6 WAR. And then Travis Jankowski. You're my head scratcher.
He's a good backup, but I don't think he could.
He really should be put in top end below average, but he really back end average. He's World Series champion. He's actually kind of crucial to the team's success.
Yeah, and I think he's a better hitter than Michael A. Taylor.
Okay,
my opinion. But all right, Jung-Hoo Lee.
We're gonna go based on what we're projecting. We can project good. I feel is really safe.
Yeah, I'll put him ahead of Mullins.
Yep. That Tiger, I believe, is Parker Meadows. Let me double check. If I'm right, I'm gonna be ecstatic. I am right. You got to put him at average because we haven't seen enough of the sample size. But I love being right. He's got all the potential in the world to be good.
Where do you go? Oh, sorry. Did not mean to put you with Byron Buxton.
No injured hell for you. Astoria Rees, hell. You're an A. Bloody. Realistically, average because you're super fast, but you can't hit. But this is my tier. Hell.
Jazz
Chisholm. Yeah.
All-star.
Trout can go back in elite, but he's starting to fall off, which is sad to say.
Mostly due to the injuries, but when he does play, I think he's still good enough.
Brandon Nimmo, I think, can go all-star.
Yep.
Like top-end all-star, though.
Really? I didn't think he was that good last year. Like, I thought he was solid, but...
We're going to just double-check, just make sure I'm not tripping. Brandon Nimmo. Yeah,
was
no.
it-
3.9 WAR, 24 home runs, 274 batting average, 68 RBIs, 363 OPP, slugging at 466, OPS of 829, with OPS plus of 127.
Okay, yeah, that's top end all-star. And then
30 years old, yeah. And then that's Kevin Kiermaier. And based on just defense, you got to put him an average.
Yep, I'll put him ahead of Aaron. I'll put him ahead of Tavares and Meadows.
Cool. Look at that. I like
there
that.
we go. Lots of average guys, but I feel like compared to some of the other positions, I feel like we actually have some like elite players.
And then we got a couple people in different tiers than they probably should be, but like, that's okay.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Like, realistically, Miles Strauss stays there. Harrison Bader's below average. Esther Reese is average. Buxton is all-star. Bailey's all-star, realistically. But we like to put our twist on it.
We like to have fun with it, because what's the point if like you're not having fun?
Exactly.
There we go. Finally.
And now it is time for bottom of the ninth.
So that news that threw me off earlier is not what you were thinking. It's that the Giants signed Drew Lock.
I thought it was Patrick Queen going to Seattle. I thought that was what throwing you off.
No, it's because that potentially opens up Seattle as a trade partner for Justin Fields to be their
as
backup.
it just came out that teams only want Fields as the backup, but Geno Smith is old, and I was preaching yesterday in the group chat. Seattle might be the place. Low key, I thought Seattle's been a dark horse this whole time, but so I think it's gonna happen, and the Bears screwed up. And I'm still listening to Bears fans saying, "Oh no, Fields is staying. We're drafting Marvin Harrison." I'm like, "No, you're not."
God,
After everything in the world that I've heard, I can say with confidence, the Bears are drafting. Bears are drafting Fields, not drafting Fields. Bears are drafting Caleb Williams. The Commanders are taking Drake May, unless an unforeseen wild card happens. Him and Sam Howell are besties. They're already going to have chemistry. They want that.
Yeah.
And then New England, most likely 9 times out of 10, they're taking Jane Daniels. Unless they want to mix it up and take Martin Harrison. If that's the case, they're going to trade into the back of the first round and take Bo Nix. Because they like Bo Nix for some godforeseen reason.
Or maybe they'll wait till like the second or third round and draft Spencer Rattler.
I love Spencer Rattler.
But yeah. Anything else really going on at this point?
Nah.
Just saw again the Bulls are going to try and trade Zach LaVine this offseason.
Lonzo is back to resuming actual basketball activities.
Although it's been a little disputed because like one of those aggregate accounts said he was like available for like what was it, like advanced basketball drills.
That's what I saw.
But the guy who initially reported it, Casey Johnson, one of the best in the business, he put out a reply to one of those accounts. Oh shoot, what was it? Basically disputing it and basically saying that's not what I said. Please like take this down or whatever. Where is it? Here it is. Please, he said he's been cleared for advanced rehab activities.
Oh,
that's what it was.
Womp.
So,
say be careful. I'll throw my Ninja Star at you. See, look, I got Ninja Star. That's what I wanted to show you.
Oh, shit. Oh my gosh!
People aren't careful when they say, "I'm going to throw the Ninja Star at them." And it's sharp. Anyways, that's all I wanted to end it out with.
Yeah.
I think we gotta go see what Craig Counsell's up to.
Yeah, we got to see what he's up to when he's not leading the 2024 NL Central Champions.
Yeah, Audi.
right. And when you contact Jeff Mortapney at jeff@mybebig.com, make sure to let him know that Jackson and Cy here at Beer versus Ivy and Third Down Thursday sent you, and that I'm better at him better than him at MLB The Show. God, it's been a bit.
Woo!
Oh,
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in as always. Whether you're catching it live, catching it not live, because the show hits different when it's not live. Bold take, but it's true. The show really hits different when it's not live. But hopefully next week we'll be back to you at our normal time. No promises. Things are really messy around here. But just pay attention to our Twitter. Pay attention to our Twitter, our TDT's Twitter. If you want to be posted with updates about what's going on with us, it's NFL Free Agency. So be paying attention to our website as we got articles dropping about what happened yesterday, probably about what's going to happen today. We got baseball content rolling around. If you're a fan of, if you want to know the top 1,000 players in all MLB history, check in on Johnny's articles. His articles are super good. Go show him some love. He's been dropping them 25 at a time, sprinkle them out throughout the week. So go check those out if you haven't. And, well, that's all I have to say.
yeah, and just to throw on it about our NFL coverage, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 free agency articles posted just this morning, all the way ranging from, like I said, 49ers to Falcons to Texans to two Packers articles, the Patriots, the Bears, the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Steelers. So we got all sorts of NFL content for you guys. Well, like I said, we'll be showing out our MLB season previews very shortly. Like I said, me and Braden are writing one for the Cubs. Cy, you'll have one coming out, obviously, for the Cardinals very, very soon. So tons and tons of content coming the way.
Okay, spoiler though, it's not going to be a season preview like you guys are doing. What I do for the Cardinals every year before the season starts is one thing to like about every player on the 26-man roster. That 26-man roster has to get announced. There's a bunch of cuts that are being done. So like if there's injuries, I don't talk about the injuries. I talk about like the 26-man roster at opening day, what to like about them. So
hey,
it'll come out right before opening day, but it's my favorite article I do every year.
That's close enough to a season preview.
I like everybody knows what happened in the offseason. I already wrote about what happened in the offseason. I don't need to write about what happened again. Y'all know. If you're a Cardinals fan, I don't have to tell you what we've done. You guys know what we've done. But we're just rambling. We're done with the show. We'll see y'all next week.
Shout out to the 19 people who were watching. I think that's the most we've had for concurrent viewers. So shout out to all of you. We'll be back next week. Have a great week.